everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you for paying attention.
I bet Miss Renee Shane Boyne could get everybody's attention. Good evening, everyone. It is, I know the date. It is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. It's 6:30 p.m., and this is a regular meeting of the Governing Board of the Catalina Foothills School District. On behalf of the Governing Board, I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. This meeting is open to the public for attendance both in person and through YouTube Live. In a few minutes, I will read the rules of order for public comment at Governing Board meetings. If you wish to make a comment remotely, you should have signed up using the Google form that's available under the YouTube Live description. If you're not seeing that link, please refresh the live stream. If you're attending in person, please fill out a purple form that's at the back table called Request to Address the Governing Board and hand it to our board secretary, Ms. Sams. I haven't received any, so we have a nice full audience today. If anybody wishes to make a public comment, that's how you do it. And if there's a public hearing on the agenda and you wish to make a public comment on that topic, then you can sign up now or at any time prior to the opening of the public hearing. For now, we've reached item 1.2 on our agenda, which is the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone please rise and join me, that would be great. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Agenda item 1.3 is the rules of order for public comment at Governing Board meetings. The Governing Board welcomes public comments at its meetings by providing two opportunities for the public to address the board. If your topic of interest is not on the agenda, you may address the board during the public comments time slot near the beginning of the meeting. If your topic is on the agenda, you may speak just prior to the discussion of that agenda topic. And in the event there's a public hearing, the opportunity to speak will be reopened. Everyone wishing to make a public comment must submit the request to address the Governing Board form, which is required for our meeting minutes. If you're appearing remotely, that form is available below the YouTube link. And for those attending in person, that purple sheet is at the back of the room. Speakers will be called upon when it is your turn to address the board. For those attending remotely, please remember to activate your camera and microphone prior to speaking. Each speaker has 3 minutes to address the board. The sound of a buzzer indicates the end of your 3 minutes. In the event of a large number of speakers, the board may need to limit that time so that we can conduct the business that is on the agenda. By law, the board cannot consider, discuss, or vote on topics that are not on the agenda. This assures the community that they are aware of the topics that will be discussed. If you wish to discuss a topic through written communication, board members' contact information is on the district website. We appreciate the community's attendance and comments at this meeting. Thank you. This evening, we are delighted to have two agenda items that stand out as two of our favorites as Governing Board members. The first one is item 1.4, and that is our outstanding achievements. And for that, we turn to our superintendent, Dr. Denise Bartlett.
Thank you. I am pleased to highlight pages and pages of outstanding achievements tonight. We have many staff and students who are going to be recognized. I won't say all of the names in the many lists, but if it's appropriate, I will use some of the names. Regardless, all of the names will be in our border that will be published tomorrow after the board meeting. So the first one is that we have 5 of our students, all 5 of our Catalina Foothills High School National Merit semifinalists have advanced to the finalists. Wonderful. So that is fantastic. They're among more than 15,000 students who are being considered for 6,930 scholarships. So congratulations to them. We wish them luck, and congratulations to their families and teachers who have mentored them and supported them along the way as well. We know it takes a lot of support for that. The next one is that our Catalina Foothills High School have 5 exceptional musicians selected to the 2026 All-State Guitar Ensemble, which performed at the Arizona Music Educators Conference in Mesa. Over 2 days, students worked with legendary guitar composer, clinician Rex Willis from State College of Florida, gaining advanced technique, musicianship, and performance experience. The selection for all state ensembles represents the pinnacle of achievement for high school musicians. So that recognizes their exceptional talent, dedication, and musical excellence. So congratulations to the musicians and their teacher, Mr. Jeff Good, on the outstanding achievement. Our next one is a staff who's being recognized, a staff member, Chris Shea, who is our college and career counselor at the high school. He's been selected to serve on the University of Arizona W.A. Franke Honors College Counselor Advisory Board for the 2025-2026 school year. The board brings together high school counselors from across the country, representing schools in California, Arizona, Colorado, Massachusetts, New Mexico, Utah, and even Germany. So his role is to explore best practices in college counseling, provide feedback on academic programming, share insights on how Honors College can better support prospective students, and advise on scholarships, admission processes, and marketing. So this national level advisory role extends his reach far beyond our high school into the college and ensuring that our students have that next step advancement to the college counseling. So this is a well-deserved honor for Mr. Shea. The next one is, and I have to include, it only said Boys State, but we are proud to announce that 8 students have been selected to represent the Girls and Boys State 2026. So yes, so the Girls and Boys State is a prestigious week-long leadership training and civics education experience for girls and boys who have completed their junior year of high school. It's sponsored by the American Legion and is designed to teach students about how our government functions and to encourage them to become engaged about our government, or about our citizens. Our selection for Girls and Boys State was based on teacher nomination, academic achievement and extracurricular involvement, interest in public service, and leadership. So these are well-deserved students who are going to represent our schools well. Our CFHS regional band and orchestra, we had 87 high school musicians selected to the 2026 Southeast Regional Honors Ensemble, 67 to the regional band and orchestra winds percussion, and 20 to the regional honors orchestra. The selection is based on audition and represents one of the highest honors a high school musician can earn in Southern Arizona. So having 87 students selected from a single school is an extraordinary reflection of our music program under the direction of Renee Shane Boyd and Ryan Watson, our orchestra director. So congratulations to all 87 of those students who will be listed individually in our border tomorrow. We have Pioneer Robotics achievement as well. The team delivered an exceptional competitive season, earning the prestigious recognition at both the Copper Tournament and the Arizona State Championship. At the Copper Tournament, the team received the Sustain Award, introduced this season as a brand new category in the First Tech Challenge. It celebrates teams that have thoughtfully planned for long-term program success, recognizing efforts in financial sustainability, leadership development, and strategic season planning. On the competition field, their robots' performance earned them the role of alliance captains during the playoff rounds, where they secured 5 consecutive victories to advance to the semifinalists. So Pioneer Robotics advanced to the Arizona State Championship, where they earned the Connect Award. This honor recognizes the team that most effectively engages with the local STEM community to learn and adopt new tools through efforts and persistence, demonstrating a clear and purposeful plan to achieve its goals. So our robotics continue to excel. In addition to that, Coach Charlotte Ackerman earned second place statewide for the Compass Award, which honors outstanding coaching. She was selected from among 20 nominated coaches across Arizona, and it reflects the meaningful impact she has had on our students and the continued strength of the Pioneer Robotics program. So congratulations to our team, our robotics team, and to Coach Ackerman on their well-deserved honors and an outstanding season. Another accomplishment is our middle school students shine at the Southern Arizona Honor Band Festival. So band students from Espararo Canyon and Orange Grove Middle School joined musicians from more than 30 other schools at the Southern Arizona Honor Band Festival. They were nominated by their directors and selected by the Honor Band Festival chairpersons. They earned spots in one of 3 grade level honors band. They received their music in January, prepared individually, and then came together at Flowing Wells High School for a day of intensive rehearsals, culminating in an afternoon concert. Congratulations to the musicians and their directors, Mr. Corey Walovich from Espararo Canyon and Mr. Daniel Vega at Orange Grove Middle School for representing Catalina Foothills School District with such excellence. So we had our CFSD chess program, which is renowned, right? We have our coach who has been with us for many, many years, but they brought home an impressive collection of awards at the 2026 Arizona State Grades Championship on Saturday, February 7th at Madison Meadows Middle School, including a team championship, a 3rd place individual finish, and multiple top 20 placements statewide. Yes. So Ventana Vista's 2nd grade chess team captured 1st place, competing against schools across Arizona. And Aiden Liu from Sunrise Drive captured 3rd place in his grade. So all of the names of our chess team championships will be listed. All of these students are coached by Ken Larson through community schools, and he has coached all of our CFSD players for years, as I have said before, but his strategic thinking, dedication, and competitive spirit make us proud every year. And finally, we had 25 students selected as finalists in the 4th annual CLTA Arizona Chinese Speech Contest. This competition drew over 240 video submissions from 37 schools across Arizona, and CFSD was represented quite well. 9 Orange Grove Middle School students earned the finalist spots in the middle school division, claiming nearly half of the 20 available positions statewide. At Sunrise Drive Elementary, 16 of the 38 students who entered have advanced to the final round across multiple grade levels and heritage categories. So we have, we have an update because they have competed now. We had a 1st place winner was Wayne Lee in a K1 heritage speaker. We have 2nd place. We had 7 students who got 2nd place, and we had 9 students who got the 3rd place for Sunrise Drive. So congratulations to all of them for their outstanding achievement in a quite difficult language to master. So they've represented our schools well with 20 spots, with only 20 spots available. And getting 9 of those for the middle school is quite an accomplishment. And finally, we have students, 3 students at Sunrise Drive who published a book titled Stand Up and Speak Out. The book was created as part of their Junior Girl Scout Bronze Award project, the highest honor a junior Girl Scout can earn. It challenges young scouts to identify an issue they care about, develop a plan, and carry out a project that makes a lasting impact. For these students, it meant writing and publishing their own book. This spring, the 3 students will be featured as part of Sunrise Drive Love of Reading celebration, and in May, they will read the Stand Up and Speak Out to 3rd graders at Sunrise Drive, bringing their work full circle within their community. So congratulations to Ishwari, Amelia, and Maria for their publishing of their books. So quite a few accomplishments
That's it.
by our students.
Fabulous.
That's it. It's
That's
pages
it.
and pages.
Any
Fabulous.
comments?
I just think it's remarkable to have such, not just the volume, but the quality of
Wide
work
range,
represented,
too.
the wide range, the diversity in sports and academics and languages and music, and just such a credit or such a positive reflection to our community, the parents. Many of you are in the audience tonight. I know that you each go the extra mile to help your students, your children, take advantage of these opportunities, the children themselves, of course, and of course the staff, many of whom give hours and hours of their time outside of their core jobs to really nurture these students and provide these opportunities. So just incredible achievements, and thank you for sharing.
That was a motion, I second it.
Indeed.
said.
Indeed.
Yep. Thank you so much. And now you all know why outstanding achievements is one of our favorite things, agenda items that we get to hear almost every board meeting. There's rarely 2 weeks goes by without something to add to that outstanding achievements.
And it's updated in the minute,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
sometimes I have to bring updates after the board packet has been published.
We love it. Thank you. The other agenda item that we particularly enjoy is coming up next. Agenda item 1.5 is our super volunteer recognition. And this evening, no surprise to any of you who are here, I'm sure, the super volunteer who is being recognized is Becky Johnson, Catalina Foothills High School. And this presentation is going to be made by board members Jacqueline Diwali and Tom Logue. All right, take it away.
Come on up, little pup. I am so thrilled to be up here in front of the board with my fellow board member Tom Logue to recognize one of my very favorite people, and that is super volunteer Becky Johnson, and it's for her dedication and in support of the Foothills Falcon Band. A little bit about Becky, and I'm hopeful.
She chaperoned me.
Yeah, well, we won't go into those stories. A Catfoot alum, Becky has been a tireless supporter of the band program. Though she was not in the band during her time at the high school, her future spouse, Erin, was, making her, as she likes to say, band adjacent. When their sons Chase and Dylan followed in their father's band footsteps, she fully leaned in to the role of being a band mom. I first met Becky in the fall of 2021 during the restart of the traditional marching season after prior year COVID restrictions, and this meant that there was no marching season the prior year. As a result, for freshmen and sophomore students and families, the marching season was all new, so it was a half the band learning curve that we needed to overcome to get the band machine back in gear. From the very start, Becky was all in to get things up and running, volunteering on game days, at weekend practices, and chaperoning competitions and trips. Now, we all know, parents in the audience, volunteering in support of the band can at times be a bit hectic and intense. But when Becky is involved as director of bands, Renee Shane Boyd notes, she can always be counted on to solve problems in thoughtful ways that have a positive impact on our students and families. And it's true. As a band mom, I was always glad and relieved when Becky was part of the volunteer team. Her leadership, her calm, her professional problem-solving demeanor, and her can-do attitude inspires confidence and a sense of belonging among the Band Boosters community and its volunteers. As a band parent, I really did love watching our students perform and the thrill of band competitions, but I will also truly honestly say some of my favorite memories from my child's band tenure involve time spent volunteering and volunteering with Becky. Now in her 5th year as a Band Booster volunteer, it's difficult to quantify just how much of an impact Becky has had on the band program, but here's some examples. As Band Booster co-president, she organizes the volunteer infrastructure, its assignments and projects, and effectively communicates with our many band families. In her role as a band mom, as my daughter used to call her, Miss Becky, our students know she is there for them, especially on overnight trips and at the annual week-long band camp. Our families and community that enjoy the band's field shows have seen her hard work of designing and building the intricate show props and scenery that are a hallmark of Falcon Band field shows. Among them, a giant compass, and I'm going to go back in the Wayback Machine. Well, not that far back, I guess. A giant compass that actually spins and was the central set piece of the Lost and Found show of the 2023 season. She really does it all with seemingly endless energy, all while actively promoting a "we're all in this together for the success of the band" ethos that puts our students first. Thank you, Becky, for all the many ways you continue to impact the Falcon Band community. Now I'm going to turn it over to Tom Logue, my fellow board member who is also a band dad. Once a band mom, always a band mom.
You're not done getting embarrassed yet, Becky. Yes, I am currently a band dad, now in my second year of this grand adventure, and I've witnessed firsthand the incredible impact Becky has had on our high school band program, which Jacqueline described so well. The reason we're here, and the reason that we recognize super volunteers, is at its core to express our gratitude for the individuals who have an outsized impact on our district and our students. Becky, as a board member who understands the significance of our band program to the district, I'm so grateful that you are tirelessly operating behind the scenes to make so many things go smoothly for our staff and our students. As a band volunteer, I'm grateful that when I'm in the midst of the chaos of the day and an issue comes up, you are always there with a smile and a solution. As a member of the Band Boosters, I'm grateful that you have been a strong leader and a great communicator who keeps us informed and energized. And as a parent, I'm grateful for so much. Your infinite patience when I contact you with inane questions about fees and signups and schedules and who knows what else. Your calm and caring demeanor, because I know you are watching out for my kid and 200 others 24/7 when our band is traveling. And your thoughtfulness on those same band trips as you share pictures of moments both special and silly so that I can be there even when I can't be there. I think I speak for everyone in the audience when I say, Becky, thank you. Finally, let me tell you what my son said about you. When I asked him last night how he would describe you, I said, Becky Johnson. He goes, oh yeah, I know her. Quote, she's cool, chill, easy to talk to, and really kind. Becky, a teenager called you cool. There is no higher compliment. There's a chance that there's still a thing or two left to be said, and for that, I will call up Renee Shane Boyd. I know your voice varies, but...
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of things that go into making our students successful, and our parents are certainly a huge part of that. And to have leadership of that organization, especially leadership over time, is a very special thing. And we really appreciate the leadership that Becky has brought to the organization for a long time. And some of the things that we've listed that she's done, she's been our band camp liaison for 3 or 4 years. That's not exactly like a trip to the Bahamas. And several of the things that have been mentioned about her communication, her calm, her ability to organize a large group of people, it takes all of that to make band camp successful and fun for our kids. So that by itself would be enough to recognize Becky as a super volunteer, but she truly has some of the very hardest things to convince parents and band dads that they want to spend their weekends for multiple weekends in the fall constructing whatever it is we need at the time. We really appreciate all those things and everything that's been described that she brings to it. So we thank the board so much for recognizing her and all of her efforts and all of our booster efforts as well. So thanks for all you do. Yeah.
All right, so officially, on behalf of the governing board of the Catalina Foothills School District, Jacqueline and I are proud and thrilled to bestow upon you the title of Super Volunteer, which comes with a certificate of recognition and the letter of nomination that was written for you, and our super secret keychain that lets you into the clubhouse. Yes.
That is very
Thank
sweet.
you for everything you do.
Thank you guys. Seriously.
Now we go to the back of the room and get some pictures.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Becky, Ms. Renee Shannon Boyd. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Chris Lambert, principal at the high school, who's also here tonight. You're welcome to get up, mill about, chit-chat, take more photos, and in a few moments, we'll continue with our agenda, which you are also welcome to stay for. However, we do understand if you have other things you need to be doing this
They
evening.
have a meeting.
No, you have a meeting. You have a
They're
band
going to
booster
their
meeting, apparently.
They're gonna meet right here.
Oh, okay, perfect. That was so nice.
Oh, sweet. Well done.
So they have a band booster meeting, apparently. They're gonna have here.
They moved it here. Yeah, they got a room.
Great idea.
Okay, you gotta get in.
Thank you both.
Thank
That
you
was
both. That was
wonderful.
lovely. I love me some Becky Johnson.
Oh, so nice.
She has earned it.
Lovely. Well done.
That's fantastic.
No,
Writes
she's one
itself,
more.
doesn't it?
Sometimes.
Sometimes they do.
She's done so much, it writes itself.
Yep. It was, I mean, I rewrote it 3 times. Just people you
Wonderful.
could just.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Becky.
While they are
Nice
leaving the room,
presentations.
I think we can go on to public comments because there are none.
There are none.
There are none. I didn't receive any purple sheets. Everybody's leaving, in fact, and there's none. No one has is listed online. So, item 2.0 is our public comment time. There is no one wishing to make a public comment, and therefore we will move on to the consent agenda. Does any board member have an item on the consent agenda that needs to be pulled for questions, comments, or further discussion? Seeing none, Tom, would you like to make a motion?
I sure would.
Thank you.
I move that the governing board approve consent agenda items 3.1, the governing board February 21st, 2026 special meeting minutes as presented. 3.2, the governing board February 24th, 2026 regular meeting minutes as presented. 3.3, the expense voucher memorandum as presented. 3.4, the field trip request memorandum as presented. 3.5, the fundraising request memorandum as presented. 3.6, the personnel memorandum as presented. 3.7, the acceptance with gratitude of the gifts and donations memorandum as presented. And 3.8, the award to Concord General Contracting for the locker room conversion project at Orange Grove Middle School in the amount of $405,732 as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve all of the items on tonight's consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Okay. Our sole item of unfinished business this evening is agenda item 4.1, approval of revisions to policy and regulation DIE, DIER, audits, financial planning. This is a second reading on for possible action this evening. Dr. Bartlett.
Thank you. We're bringing this policy and regulation to you with just minor changes, and it's really to improve the clarity and the readability. In the policy DIE, after the first reading on February 24th, there were no additional recommended changes. There were minor changes that removed the June date of 2016 referenced for the Office of Management and Budget Compliance Supplement to ensure that the policy points to the current version for the audit and compliance purposes. Headings were added to delineate the content of the paragraphs that follow, and the word governing was added before board in 2 places for the policy. Are there any questions about the policy revisions? No? Then moving on to the regulation. The most significant change reflects the Office of Management and Budget's revisions to uniform guidance which increased the single audit threshold from $750,000 to $1 million in federal grants expended during the fiscal year. And this updated threshold applies beginning in fiscal year 26. Although our policy reflects the $500,000 threshold, we've been using the $750,000 threshold since 2014. So since the first reading of Regulation DIE on February 24th, there were a few recommended changes. In the section titled Requirements for Proper Management, 2 paragraphs were struck through in their entirety and rewritten for better readability and clarity. So additionally, the time-bound information was removed from the paragraphs. The paragraphs now read, whenever the district expends less than a cumulative total of $1 million in federal grants during a fiscal year, the district shall be subjected to a procedural review conducted by the Office of the Auditor General at times determined by the Auditor General, subject to the following provisions.
So much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the second paragraph now reads, whenever the district expends a cumulative total of $1 million or more in combined expenditures from all sources of federal financial assistance during a fiscal year, the district shall engage an approved independent certified public accountant to conduct an annual financial audit and compliance single audit. The audit shall be conducted in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards, GAAP, government auditing standards issued by the U.S. Comptroller General, and uniform guidance, 2 CFR Part 200, Subpart F, as applicable and in compliance with the Federal Single Audit Act amendments of 2003 and related regulations issued by the Office of Management and Budget.
Much better.
Okay. And then the other recommendations from the first reading, United States was added before generally accepted auditing standards, and the governmental auditing standards issued by the U.S. Comptroller General and uniform guidance as applicable was added to 3 paragraphs. So the major revision were the 2 paragraphs that we talked about after the first reading.
Any questions about those changes from reading 1 to reading 2?
I
No?
have a question.
Go ahead.
And it's a minor wording one, but in the rewritten paragraphs in the regulation, the less than $1 million in federal grants during a fiscal year is there a reason that the wording is then different on the $1 million or more in combined expenditures from all sources of federal financial assistance?
Well, it's if you spend less than $1 million,
Yeah.
this is what you have to do in federal grants. They're subject to procedural review. But if it's more than $1 million of all the grants combined
Right.
of federal assistance,
But for the less than $1 million, we refer to it as in federal grants during a fiscal year.
Yes.
And then for the $1 million
This
plus,
is
we have
all federal financial assistance, not just grants.
not just grants.
So whatever we get federally from federal assistance.
Okay, so those are different things. And you could potentially fall into both categories, but if you fall into the second category, you get special attention.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Just making sure I understand that so that's an intentional
Yes.
difference in the wording.
It is.
Okay.
Good question. Not that there are any bad ones.
No, I try.
Come up with bad ones? Let's see. I think this is much better, much more clear. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
Okay. If there are no other questions about this policy, are we ready for a motion? Yes?
Absolutely. Let me zoom in.
I'm zoomed.
Go for it.
Okay. I move that the governing board approve revisions to policy and regulation DIE-R, audits, financial planning as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve agenda item 4.1. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. And new business this evening is agenda item 5.1, which pertains to the approval of non-renewable teacher contracts. This is an action item, is it not? Doctor, it is. Yes, okay. I just wanted to make sure because it's a first reading, but this is an unusual circumstance that I'm sure Ms. Westover, Associate Superintendent, will explain.
Okay, for your approval, with an action item this night, is attached a list of teachers whose contracts will not be renewed for the 2026-2027 school year, with the non-renewal reason attached to that list, so you can see why those non-renewals are being requested. The employees listed will receive a hand-delivered note that advises them of the governing board's action not to renew their employment contract. Also, there's an attached of the sample letter these employees will receive. The majority of these employees will receive contracts, and the administrator that's handing them their note will talk with them about that. Many of them will receive potential contracts the first round, and the majority of them will receive a contract the second round, but in some cases, they will not be renewed, and those employees will be notified of that immediately. As soon as we know, they will know.
So in other words, teachers on this list know that it's coming and why it's coming, and what the anticipated disposition will be eventually of their positions. Is that
Yes.
fair?
Yes.
Well, they don't know it's coming. I
Well,
mean, I don't think, unless they're reading the board packet. But
Right,
they,
okay.
they know that they have a non-renewable contract, that they
Yes.
were informed of that. But it's always a little surprise at this time of year, understanding what that non-renewable contract means.
When they do receive their contract, it is a non-renewable contract. So obviously,
Right.
last year when they signed it,
Right.
they were aware of that. But as you go through the year, sometimes those things,
Time flies.
yeah,
Can you share with us some of the reasons for non-renewable contracts, please?
sure. Like specifically the reasons that are listed or why we, okay. So all first-year teachers, so new to the district, are subject to non-renewal. One, so that we can make sure that our schools are staffed the best way possible. And that way, we wouldn't entertain a RIF. We would have non-renewables that are in that first year. Additionally, if you have a part-time contract, obviously we want to create full-time contracts where we can, so part-time contracts are subject to that. Anyone that is returning to us for retirement purposes, those are always up for non-renewal each year. We take a look at to see if we still have the need for those positions. And obviously, when we do have need, we continue through with the employment. So that's why we do that each year. But like, again, majority of the people on this list will receive contracts.
There's also, if you're hired after September 1st, so
Yeah.
you're considered a
Late
late
hire.
hire, or if your position is
Certification.
grant funded or, not funded through an M&O purpose, those would also be, because it's dependent on grant funding or ancillary funding.
Or traditional certification, if your certification, there's any issue with your certification, that could also be.
Can you give an example of the second category of positions that are non-renewable contracts due to partially or wholly dependent on federal or grant funding, please?
Right, so we have results-based funding, where we've some of the principals have requested that they have a staff member employed and that they're paying for it out of results-based funding. That funding is not sustainable, so they are non-renewed, and if they have the funding available for the next year, then they can submit that again. But if the funding has depleted, then of course that position goes away.
Thank you.
And the certifications, just for my clarification, does that pertain to teachers who are in the process? They have a non-traditional certification?
yes.
Other
So-
than certificated?
Yes, so if they're an intern or they're in, let's say, school with PIMA,
Right.
they have an alternative certification or an intern cert, but that cert is only good for 2 years while they work on that. So in the meantime, they don't have a standard cert. We put them on non-renewable contracts just in case for some reason that certification doesn't come through or they don't finish the program, which we have seen.
Any other questions about this item? May I have a motion?
You
Nobody
may.
likes to make this motion.
We don't
Exactly.
make the motion.
No, I will make the motion. Before I do, though, I just want to acknowledge that I know that this is always a difficult time of the year for us. At the same time, it's the time of year where we really look to our community to get their students enrolled, either for the first time or re-enrolled if they're continuing students, or bringing younger siblings, for example, into the school district. So our hope is that enrollment continues to come in at the levels that we need so that we can reissue contracts in a very timely manner to our staff. We know that retaining our teachers is a high priority for us as part of our strategic plan, and we know that teacher retention is critically important to our students' success. So everything comes together, right, with regards to teachers and students and strategic plan and community. So with that said, though, fully understand that this is part of the process and very much appreciate the empathy with which your administration deals with the situation. I think it's remarkable that you write personal letters and that those letters are hand-delivered in person by your administration. So I also want to acknowledge that. I know that that's not an easy task either. It's an emotional task, and it also, logistically takes takes the whole day, for your staff. So I do want to compliment you on encouraging your staff to treat this situation with the utmost empathy and professionalism. With that said, I will make a motion. I move the governing board vote to not renew for school year 2026-2027 the employment contracts of the employees listed. And I further move that the governing board authorize the superintendent or designee to deliver to those listed a notice of governing board action not to renew employment contract. The notifications are incorporated into this motion and become part of the meeting minutes.
Thank you. There's been a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the non-renewable teacher contracts. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Thank you. Item 6.1 on our agenda pertains to Arizona legislative or governmental activity. It's a discussion, a report, if there is anything to be said at this moment in time.
I don't think so. I mean, we've been,
What can be said?
yeah,
That's why I'm like,
Still in the wait and see,
we are
wait and see
still in
period.
the
I
wait.
haven't heard any rumors or innuendo about a budget.
No,
Really?
no.
Nothing's coming.
I was thinking about that today, actually. Like,
Oh,
It's early
Haven't heard
still, though. I mean, when we look at past years,
Yeah.
I'd be shocked
Yes,
if we'd
Goes
heard
into
anything yet.
May, June. I mean,
Yeah, it's early.
there's lots of bills that are trying to
lots of bills.
get through committees and
just
And possibly lots of referenda.
used to
also.
be that it was a goal of a 100-day session. And
That may still be the goal.
the goal, yes.
it's wait and see.
Okay.
Agenda planning is tomorrow,
In person,
in person, 10
10
o'clock.
o'clock.
And myself. Or to communicate with us if there's something to bring to agenda planning. Otherwise, we will be there.
Thank you both.
You're welcome. The next item on our agenda is an executive session. And it's important that our in-person audience and our online audience understand that once we go into, assuming there's a motion and a second, we move into executive session. When that executive session is complete, we will come back into the open meeting, and the only thing that will happen is a motion to adjourn. There will be no further business discussed, no discussion of what occurred at the executive session, and therefore, so that our wonderful board secretary and technical person, Lynn Pence, don't have to stay throughout the entire executive session, we're going to close the YouTube live stream once we go into executive session, but you can be assured that no business will take place after that, aside from the motion to adjourn. So with that, I will entertain a motion, please, to go into executive session.
Move that we go into executive session.
Move into.
I move.
I move that the governing board approve to move into executive session to discuss employee salary, wage, and benefit proposals for 2026-2027 pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A1 as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Thank you. There's been a motion and a second to move into executive session. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. We'll take a moment to, we're staying in this room?
Yes,
So
we
we'll
will.
take a moment to clear the room, and then our executive session will begin.
You don't